Everything here except for the cookies was $18.44. If you added these in, it would be just over $20. Let's get cooking. Okay, my little boy, my buddy here, my sous chef, is going to put all of these Oreos into the blender, right? You can do this also with a plastic bag and just crush them with like a rolling pin, but we're gonna use the blender, right? Can you add them all? Okay, we're doing 1 can sweetened condensed milk. You can kind of reserve some. I'll add in a bit more if I think it looks dry, but we're gonna go ahead and give this a stir. You want to get it to like a Play-Doh consistency. I did not measure my sweetened condensed milk. You can see I probably have about 25% of the can left. You can keep adding this, so what I suggest doing is adding a little bit until you get the consistency you want. So then what you're gonna do, once you get it to this consistency, again, it's like Play-Doh, it's kind of sticky but not too bad. You're gonna just roll it into balls. So I pick it up, I make it into a ball, and I'm gonna put it down. These literally look like meatballs, don't they? That's kind of gross. But it's not meatball. It's crushed cookie and sweetened condensed milk. And then I'm just gonna keep making. I wash my hands multiple times. I'm gonna keep making these truffles. They're not gonna be perfect. I don't expect to be perfect, but my kids and I are making these together. And we're gonna fill up this plate. The plate is gonna go in the freezer for about 4 hours before we dip them because we want them nice and hard. So I have an entire pint of strawberries. I'm just gonna wash them, and you wanna make sure you pat them dry really nicely so they're nice and dry to dip in the candy coating. We have water going. We will be making a double boiler to melt the almond bark vanilla flavored, and we will be dipping both the truffles and the strawberries in that. So if you're unfamiliar with a double boiler, over boiling water you add a glass bowl, and the heat from the steam of the boiling water melts whatever you're melting with indirect heat. Look at those little frozen truffles, yay! Alright, so now we have our melted almond bark. This is from Aldi. It's the vanilla flavor. You can do the same thing with the chocolate. I keep it over the hot water so that it stays warm. I have parchment paper right next to me, and I'm going to take, this gets messy. I have my frozen truffle, and I'm gonna drop it, and then I'm gonna let it drip and place it on the parchment paper. And then, you saw I just kind of, where my finger was, I'm gonna repeat, drop it, and you wanna hold it over to drip for a second if you don't want the candy coating to be too thick. You can see all that coming off. We're making a whole pint of strawberries and a whole thing of truffles. The whole family is gonna get to dipping. The strawberries are dry, and I'm gonna dip these. I'm holding it by the stem. That's the best way to do it. And we're gonna do the big ones first in case we run out of candy coating. The small ones are the less desirable to dip. Okay, so we finished all of our stuff, and we have some leftover almond bark. You could do this with chocolate. You could do this with a different flavoring if you wanted to flavor this. We're just gonna color it. This is not from Aldi, but I have some food coloring right here that I use when I make cookies, and I'm just gonna put a couple drops of pink, and we can drizzle this right on top just to give it a little Valentine's Day decoration. You could customize this for birthday themes, for Christmas. You could use colored sprinkles. We're just gonna do the drizzle because we have leftover. And all that you have to do, and I'm gonna have all my kids do this, once it's mixed, you pick it up and you whip. Very good, buddy.
It's kind of fun doing this.
Okay, Elsie's gonna be my first taste tester for the truffle, and give me your honest feedback. Really good? We made the strawberries and the truffles the night before our Valentine's Day dinner. We're gonna get them out of the package onto the pan at 375 for half an hour, just as stated on the back of the package. One, it smells delicious. Charred Brussels sprouts, which I love, so don't worry about that. We're going to change this to Fahrenheit. 175 is the minimum we want. Obviously it's hitting that. So my oven is nice and hot with the meatballs, and I am going to bake this. It's 10 to 13 minutes at 400 degrees. And the interesting thing is they call this a pizza, but there's no sauce on here. So I'm treating it like breadsticks tonight with our pasta dinner. So I'm just gonna open this, pop it in the oven just like it is, and I will have marinara sauce on the side to dip. And I'm gonna cut them in strips like breadsticks. But look how cute that heart-shaped pizza is. Just gonna add some Italian seasoning and garlic salt for my breadsticks. So even though I couldn't find the heart-shaped pasta, I was just telling my daughter, I like these for a Valentine's dinner because they kind of look like two people hugging. I'm going to be adding in this 4-cheese pasta sauce, stirring it up in here. And we'll have Aldi Parmesan that people can grate, or the grated shaker available. Yeah. Okay, so you can see, super adorable. It's a heart, but we're gonna turn it into breadsticks. Smells delicious?
Yes, that one looks good.
Yes.
Or any of the middle ones.
You go for it, girl. Okay, so we have the heart-shaped breadsticks, super cute. Our dipped strawberries, the dipped red velvet Oreo truffles. I have this traditional marinara for the breadsticks. I have the fancier pasta. It's not heart-shaped like we wanted, but we couldn't find that, and the 4-cheese sauce. Grated Parmesan for those that want it. The baked meatballs. And these are not from Aldi, although you can get Brussels sprouts from Aldi, but Brussels sprouts. So this is our Valentine's Day dinner for our kiddos. Here's my smallest Valentine with his Valentine's Day dinner.
Thank you so much for watching Chow Down and Chow.
There's the Drizzle King going crazy.